Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Sith Dominion podcast. This is your host, Dr. Dana Martin. Tonight, we got Cam.
Yes, sir.
That's it. We got Cam, and that should be enough. On my screen, Cam is frozen, and he's frozen in a very relaxed state, kicked back in the chair. I need someone, if we have any viewers straight away, to let me know if Cam's camera's actually moving. I see you moving.
Yeah, I just pulled it up on my screen, so
yeah,
I look to be in solid shape.
Yeah, I'm staring at you like just chilling, like way back.
I mean, right, cool. I am chilling for sure, but you know, so
at least it's working for everyone else.
Yes.
What a crazy couple of weeks has been for TSD. Just the way our shows have happened. I want to call out last week. It kind of ended up a parent versus a child assault back and forth debate on whether or not the galaxy would have been better without Force users, wielders of the Force. And I was listening to that episode again, and what I found is kudos to Madison and Zane, because they didn't hold back and they were taking the absolute opposite of whatever I said. I realized what they were doing about halfway through the stupid show. But kudos to them, because they stuck with it the whole time and made some very, very valid points. Knowing what you know and how you feel about some of this, Cam, we really missed, I think, your thoughts. But, well, what are your thoughts on that? Would there have been less death destruction on the scale and scope having regular beings being caught up in the back and forth between Sith and Jedi over millennia? To their points, it was, well, there'll be a power vacuum if they weren't there, and someone else would just step in and kill everybody the same way. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's still death regardless, just probably not to the grandiose scale of when you have these, superhumans basically in consistent battle with each other throughout. But as you see with the structure of the galaxy, there's still the power hungriness. There's still the, endless wars and those type of things. I mean, I think the galaxy as a whole is a direct reflection of the world that we all live in every day, regardless of what the people in that world can do from like a physical standpoint. I still think the power hungry, it eventually happens either way. Maybe just not to the biggest scale, but even if you take the Jedi out of, say, like episode 1, I mean, there's still, Palpatine's actions, even without being a Force user, can still, you know what I mean? Like, you can kind of replace Palpatine and Dooku with politicians, and the story of episodes 1, 2, and 3 still really work, And so I think that I agree that it's not necessarily a direct reflection of the Force users. I think they just kind of amplify the death toll just because of what it takes to eliminate Jedi and the lengths that Sith will go to, because you got to think, like, with Sith, with what they can do and how the dark side works, it just feeds more and more and more on the dark pits of one's soul, and it more amplifies it because they know they can get away with it, and they know that they have the capacity to really kind of test their limits, I guess, on what they can do and what they can do to people and civilizations and planets and things like that. You know what I mean? And so I think
So
if it's not Darth Nihilus like sucking life out of a planet,
mhm,
still just blow it up.
mhm,
Right. I mean, we see it with Alderaan, all the stuff, you know. Like I think you still get the Empire even without Force users. It's still
mhm,
possible, right? So there's still
mhm,
the level of destruction that can be done even without the Force. I think that's what makes it so
mhm,
interesting because the Jedi and the Sith are such a small, I don't know the exact numbers, but like such a small percent of the overall galaxy's population, but they
mhm,
hold so much weight in terms of what they can do, good and bad, for the galaxy. But at the end of the day, people are
mhm,
still people. You have, human nature at the end eventually prevails. That's why Jedi fall to the dark side. Even some of the best, or ones that could be some of the best, still fall. Luke still
mhm,
in Legends still tries to understand why his father did what he did and falls to the dark side. I mean, he brings himself back. Not everybody can be an Obi-Wan or, you know, Qui-Gon or those type of guys.
mhm. Those are great points, man. Because if you take, like you said, Luke or an Obi-Wan. Well, I don't know about Obi-Wan in this example, but certainly Luke being able to kind of tiptoe
Hmm.
the line. But you said something interesting, and we brought up kind of at the end of the episode how perhaps the way that the question was stated, I clarified that if there were no Force users, not that we were absent of the Force. So as we know them Sith and as we know them Jedi, if those didn't exist, what would happen? And the thought is, generally people would just learn to, live with it, but that's not what happened in the beginning. And when the Force kind of was discovered, people
Hmm.
gravitated toward like-minded thinking about how to be with that entity of the Force. And so inevitably, even in the absence of Force users, we would end up with Force users or Force wielders, inevitably. And so merely wiping them all off the out of the galaxy isn't going to do anything but delay once again an inevitable um, bigger, better, faster, stronger space wizards. I think for me though, it was more the hang up of we can't have the galaxy without the space wizards. That the space wizards were in fact good in intent, that the space wizards were, as Jedi, were ones that could help, bring peace in chaotic situations and all of those things. But I don't know. I don't like the cultish organization in the story. Here I am wearing my Sith jersey with Darth Maul on the back. Um, it just doesn't set well with me, and maybe it's more of, like you said, Cam, where we're at today. Today, where we're at is not in our world, in our universe, is not where we were when we started the show. Not at all.
Mm.
Not even remotely. And
Well,
where I feel we collectively as TSD have done a service is we've whether it's in Hollywood, whether it's just throwing some Epstein jokes here and there, whatever. Like we do tie it back into what's happening today. And when you do see, um, from my perception and others, various governments doing very rogue things, it is reminiscent of the unstable times with Episode One, The Phantom Menace. Am I wrong?
I think you're
Um,
right.
no, not exact trade federation, but we are talking about tariffs, and we are talking about other import export economic issues, which really can harm us sitting here financially, while others are playing with those various pieces, as Palpatine did. So, no, Cam, I agree with you 100%. You know, where we're at today, if you were to take any of the, I kind of look at the, yes, there's the whole story or whatever, but episode 1 through 3 is its own piece of what happens, right? What can happen, what has happened per Lucas, and what he draws from. These things have happened. He's taken from actual events. And so, yeah, art reflects society. And
OT was based off of Vietnam, right?
yeah, it was 100%. 100%. Oh, and you know, let's be real. Everybody thinks they're the rebellion. Everybody thinks they're the heroes. Sometimes without even realizing you may be in the Empire. Just saying.
Yeah, I think that's what's so interesting, because you have these. I mean, I think one thing that Disney has done well, I think, in some of their work is not like humanizing the Empire, but like there are people that are genuinely a part of that think like they're doing something like good for the galaxy. Yeah. And then there's other people that like genuinely have no idea, or genuinely are just like trying to provide. Like, it's, you know, very symbolic to how those groups are, you know. You have like the radicals like Tarkin that just go all in and, you know, think like this is for the greater good, and like understand, like, while yes, like I can't remember what movie it's from, but it's like almost someone saying like, you know, there's some people that like are able to make those type of decisions and live with it, and then there's some that aren't, you know. I just think Tarkin's like one of those guys. Obviously Palpatine and a lot of other people too, you know. So, but I think that's what makes the galaxy so cool, in my opinion, is like in the midst of all this space wizard ancient religion drama, there's a whole entire world that's like on the line, you know. Like we think of like the Jedi getting wiped out, and we don't even, like, we almost forget about planets and civilizations and different groups of people that got taken along with it, you know.
There's literally only like several 100,000 Alderaanians alive or something crazy like that. Like, realize like they're gone, vaporized. There is what I like to think that Lucas was like warning, right? Kind of in the Orwellian kind of way, right? He puts stuff together, but he's like, man, this is what happened in Vietnam, but I'm doing it in a very current way that is going to show you how it can happen a long time ago in a galaxy far away tomorrow. What do you think to that point? I'm going to shift gears real quick on you. Sorry. I saw something about, now that Filoni's in charge, there may be some tapping of consulting with Lucas. Did you see that?
I hadn't seen it, but I mean, I support it.
There may be some interest in opening up the can of his thoughts on the whole Darth Talon and all that mess. I don't have the article. I did not grab it before the show. But I found it very interesting that there seems to be some renewed interest in those characters and what he was planning on doing. Not saying they'd go and totally redo the sequels. Certainly not. But in some way, shape, or form, bring in some of that.
I think that'd be cool. I think Talon could be an interesting one for the next trilogy. I think there's some anecdotes from George's original sequel templates that they could implement into this new sequel trilogy, whatever they're, or episodes, 10, 11, and 12. I think there's a lot of things they could
Would
do.
you
I
think
think would be
fast
interesting.
forwarding? That's not going to be the race stuff, though, is it?
I will just stand behind that the Rey movie's never going to get made.
Never going to happen. All right, cool. Because I have this fear about Mando and Grogu. Like, that's going to be how it ends. Like, Din Djarin dies because he's the Mandalorian, right? Like, you got to stop this madness. It's done. Like, he dies.
And we can get Pedro Pascal out of the universe. That'd be awesome, too.
Thank you. Please. Enough. And put him back in the mask. And then Grogu goes off into the sunset with
excuse me.
What? Who?
I sneezed. Sorry.
No, bless you. I forget the name. Shit, I just had it. Rey shows up at the end. Fast forward 25 years. Like 25 years later, and Grogu's, kind of talking or whatever and walking with Rey, and that's like her first student or something. I don't know. I got this bad feeling that they're gonna tie all that in.
I don't know. I mean,
kick off Rey's movie.
I don't know. I don't see it being made. I think there's ways that they can, as somebody who recently, a few months ago, rewatched all the sequels, I think that there's a way that they can I think there's a way they can sunset the Mando and Grogu story. I think people are just tired of it. They're not going to with Grogu because little tiny green man sells toys, but not really. But I saw the trailer. I don't really know what to think of it. I don't really know what it's going to be like. It's kind of like, man, this is Star Wars' big return to the big screen, and I don't know what they're going to do. I still think if they had any balls, they'd just make the Ben Solo movie and retcon the scene in episode 9 and get a little freaky with it, It's like, hey, he's back. We've got this. There's stories to tell here. There's Ben's redemption. There's, maybe a little redemption for Finn, even though I doubt that actor can probably ever come back with things that he's said. But I don't know. I'm also a little disappointed that Favreau is supposedly out from Lucasfilm after this movie.
Yeah, what's that about?
I don't know. I remember Andrew sending that. So
Andrew, stop sending bad shit, man. Come on.
Eris, I don't think Zeb would do well with Grogu personally. I don't think he's vibing with him. He might punt him into the sea, which might do everyone a favor. So I don't know. I think I just don't know what their next step is. I know it's a Ryan Gosling movie, but no one knows what's going on with that. So I think if anything, that one has the potential to be good.
I'm more excited about the pod racing movie or video game than I am this movie. I mean, I'm saving. I got to play this game, but I'm not very excited about what we watched. Were you on the show that everyone was by themselves without me that night? No, I don't think you were. I don't know.
No, I didn't get home till quite late that night.
That's right. I saw I hadn't seen the trailer, and that was last week, the full trailer.
Yeah, I watched your reaction to
Super Bowl. Oh my god, fuck it. Like, what are you? I don't.
The Super Bowl, the Super Bowl stuff as a whole, top to bottom, from the game was, it's all right, but all the stuff in between all of it was just pretty cheeks. Like, I don't think anyone had a good TV spot, in my opinion. And then you get the Star
My
Wars one, and
favorite
you're like,
was
what is this, bro?
I didn't even see it. And I had the game on the whole damn time. Like, was I getting chips or something? Like, what? How did I miss this? And
Yeah.
because I heard Sam effing Elliott, and I thought it was a Dodge Ram commercial. And I know that's what you were going for, but I didn't turn around.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We're just gonna
I
have to
don't even
see,
know why I'm
man.
doing this
I
damn
mean,
show. It just pisses me off.
it looks like a Clone Wars episode to me, and that can go one way or another. And again, we don't talk about just how expensive it is. Like, Dana, imagine if our lore master and our dear DM were 9 and 11, right?
Ugh. No.
Exactly. You don't want to think about it, but you got to think about it for me here. And then, you know, they're like, Papa, I want to go to the movie. I want to see Grogu. And you're like, damn it. Right. And then you get
Yep.
there and you're like, hey, we need 4 tickets. It's 3 p.m. on a Saturday. We need 4 tickets to Mando and Grogu. Oh, thank you, sir. That'll be $51. You're like, okay, sounds good. Or 45, right? Call it $10 a ticket plus some tax. And then little Zane comes in. Dad, I want the Mando and Grogu popcorn tin. Okay, sure. Addison's like, Dad, I want the Mando Grogu little slushy drink thing. I want Coca-Cola and Frosty or whatever. Okay. And then, God forbid, you get your wife something, right? You know, she wants, I don't know, a pretzel. And then you're like, okay, I want something for me too. I guess we can bum some popcorn off his Zane, or you know what? I'll just get my own small popcorn and a thing of candy. And then
I'll put these junior mints back because
yeah.
I don't know, man.
And then you get all that, right? Nice little pre-dinner family outing. And it costs you $100+ because a child's not going to be able to freaking go to a movie and not get popcorn and a drink. And then on top of all that, bro, you're going to miss a key pivotal moment because one of the children is going to have to use the restroom.
Or me.
Yeah, or you. Don't get the slushy. But it's like, bro, like, we're not talking about it. Like, it's so expensive to get in there. And then even, like, I don't know how families, which this is very clearly designed for, can afford that without prepping in advance for it.
We went to the last movie we saw was we went to Solo Mio, that Kevin, whatever his name is, rom-com, whatever. But it was for, like, we're members of the Angel Studios, where they fund the movies and you get to vote on it. It's actually pretty cool. And I bought stock when they went IPO, and am a member of whatever. So they give you, because you did that, you get the membership and you get free tickets. Now, it still cost us like $12-15 because we got popcorn and drinks, but the tickets were at least free. I mean, free. I mean, I bought stuff, but I think if you're a studio, and now I'm like, that was so easy. I mean, I just click, get my QR code, and walk up. Studios need to maybe look at that, because honestly, I can do I can take my wife out for a $15 movie date. You know what I'm saying, though? That shit adds up. And like you said, and if you don't want to go to the movie hungry, so you're going to probably either eat before you go or plan to eat afterwards, but then just, it's going to be an outing, like you said, over $100. And even for 2 people, very quickly, 50 plus. And it's not, I'm sorry, it's not because we're smuggling junior mints in my back pocket. Okay? It's greed. This is it. This is it, boys. It's what we've been waiting for. Oh, crap. So for anyone in or around the Austin, Texas area, we do have an Amber Alert to 2017 Ford Mustang with Texas license plate Victor Kilo 2712. Missing child is Jaslyn Anzora, 12 years old. May God be with her, and may they find this girl.
Amen.
Okay. Oh, I'm not ashamed. So, here we are. We are at the, oh, wow. Did that really, that was 30 minutes of freaking vibing, brother. I missed you. How have you been, man? We just jumped right into shit. How have you been?
All right. Just been busy. Work. Feel like I'm getting sick. So, fingers crossed.
Well, the weather can't decide what the hell it wants to do.
Oh, dude, it's been bad. I'm really ready for my grass to come back.
You mowed your grass?
No, I'm ready for my grass to come back. It's coming back in pieces, you know. So, but no, it's been good. Yeah.
Right. You're a yard guy now. Yeah. It's a whole thing, isn't it?
I just got the crispiest edges in the game, you know. That's just it's kind of the way it goes. I'm trying to get a letter from the HOA saying like it's a tripping hazard because they're so crisp, you know what
I mean? They got them runners stretching across looking for water.
Mm-hmm. They might roll an ankle, bro. There's so much space in between them, you know?
Oh my God. Oh, you know, they'll roll it and then like dial it and FaceTime it and let everyone know we did this in front of this person's house.
Yeah, then I'll wonder how long I have to wait before showing them a weapon to get off my lawn.
Brandishing.
Yep. I still think it's the stupidest rule of all time. There's a couple things that I got gripes with, and we gotta let the people know. We're gonna get to Obi-Wan, but I gotta get on this soapbox.
We will. It's just you and me, and
Look, I mean, we'll spend like 30 minutes talking about Obi-Wan, but I'm gonna spend the next 5 talking about stupid HOA rules nowadays. So listen, I gotta keep it a buck here. There's a few gripes I have with living in an HOA neighborhood. We're gonna have this up too while I go on my soapbox here. All right. So check this out. First rule: trash cans. Right? Not having trash cans viewable from the street. Stupidest rule of all time. It's a trash can. It's a trash can. Right? It can be from the street. It's a trash can. Right? Now put it back. Put it back. Don't take it off. We're keeping it up. Right? It's a trash can.
Can we agree that this is not the 2A protected guy we thought we was getting? Can we just say that? Okay,
so listen. This is a soapbox. I don't like that me as someone who doesn't want to have a trash can sitting in my garage all day, right? And I can only have it out the night before they come out, and then I better have it up before 6:00 on the next day, or I'm gonna get a stupid letter and a violation in the mail. You know, it's
you can wheel it to your backyard.
It's devaluing the property. I'm not walking through my grass, wheeling my trash can, because what happens if it rains the next day, Dana? What if
you gotta just slosh that shit all the way out to the
or what if we just did this? So you know how you have your driveway, and then you have a little your walkway and all that, and it's flat, right? Because they graded it to make it mostly flat. What if I just put my trash can that has my home number and address to the right side of my house? That's flat. It's in the yard. Right? I just have that. And then we just leave it out there. And then when it's trash day, I roll it out and then I put it down. and then we roll it back and we put it back up. Boom. Simple,
This
right?
This is how rebellions start.
But,
talking about HOAs.
Exactly. But I can't do that. And then my wife and I are on an extended stay in our parental area, right? And we can't get to the trash can. So we say, hey, man, call a friend. Hey, I need you to roll the trash can up, sit it in front of my garage, right?
Yep.
I'm going to be home in a couple of days. Sounds great. Get a letter from the HOA, this whole long paragraph thing, violation on my HOA
Hold on a second.
portal.
Time out. Are you speaking from experience right now?
Yes. I'm not going on
shit. I thought you was
Yes.
like hypothetical. Let me tell you why I hate HOAs.
No. I'm speaking from experience.
Damn.
But get this, Dana. So I get this letter. I'm like, all right, like whatever. It is what it is. Devaluing the property neighborhood, right? Okay. But, right? We have hello there. Kronzy Donzy. What a name. All right, we got to bring this back. Okay.
Donzy, I dig it. Okay,
So,
Bear Arms is back. All right.
So I can have other homes in the neighborhood that don't even have grass, right? Other homes in the neighborhood they don't even have grass. They're just on dirt because they don't freaking take care of their yards. And then you have some that don't have the crispiest edges in the game because they don't know how to do lawn maintenance. And the freaking edges are all overgrown and all over the sidewalk. But we don't say nothing to these guys. One person, when they have the garage open, has a freaking hole the size of the front end of a car in their garage that they leave open, which also their garage is trashed. And they can just leave their garage open all day, and I got to drive past it. But don't leave the trash can out there. Okay. What are we doing here, right? It's a trash can. Second thing, community mailboxes. Also stupid.
Oh, God. I hate them.
So, we got all this. You take away almost the freedom of owning a home. I have my own mailbox. I don't have to. They can drop the packages next to it, or they bring the packages to the door. I walk out. I got this nice bricked up, or just a 2x4 and a freaking box on the top of it.
Dude, it's your mailbox.
Exactly. It's my mailbox.
It makes your residence real. Yeah.
Yes, it's
100%.
my mailbox.
Yeah, it's a crime to get your paws inside my mailbox.
Exactly.
It feels good.
But we get rid of that because the thing is like, well, some people move into the homes and, don't take care of their mailboxes. They're following. Screw them. Don't penalize me, someone that follows the rules and takes care of my stuff, because I understand the responsibility of not only being a homeowner, but also a tax-paying citizen for the U.S. Postal Service. Like, I want to be able to go walk out to the front, and I got me a nice little bricked up Paws mailbox on the front of my lawn that has my home address on it, and it has a my mail in it. And then the postal dude can sit the freaking thing, sit my Amazon package on my front door or whatever. Or throw it next to the mailbox. I don't care. I got Ring cameras everywhere. I'm trying to get a Sentry turret installed in my freaking attic. Like, why?
What's the HOA say about that?
They'll find out. Right to bear arms, ma'am. Like, I feel like we're going backwards because, you let just these people that don't understand actual ownership, right, of taking care of things, of doing that. I got to go get approval from my HOA to put pickets up around side my house, but make sure they're not too close based on a current,
Oh, yeah.
just so I can go put my trash can in somewhere so it doesn't have to sit in my garage. But people can have overgrown lawns, edges that look
Well,
like
you don't
shit.
know they're not getting letters. You don't know they're not getting fined. You don't know.
Bro, they sent me a letter a day after I had a trash can out when we were home visiting family. A day
I
after
really wish
trash
I could
day.
watch you. You're still frozen on my side this whole time, and I just think the end. I can't wait to watch this show. This
I'm
is gonna
like
be amazing.
I don't understand what we're doing. You have these
It's so
people
that they don't paint their house pink, dude. That's
like, again, don't care. Take care of your lawn. Take care of your things. I don't care if your house is freaking purple, bro. If your yard looks nice, you got your stuff maintained, like, what else is it supposed to do? And you know what?
you
Does the person that
cannot
has
expect everyone to be your example,
well,
Cameron.
it used to be that way. There used to be
It
common
did.
decency. Women used to be
It
able,
was a
my wife would be able to 60 years ago take our dog on a walk in our neighborhood right now without worrying about some creepo scooping her, following her. She goes to a rounded little corner, scooping her, you know what I mean? But no, we got to worry about that nowadays. Used to, when I was a kid, get thrown outside. Hey, man, have fun. Don't come in here till
you were the
5
tail
o'clock.
end of that.
Yeah,
That was the
exactly.
last. You were the last of that, man.
Yeah, we got kids in a cul-de-sac just down the way. No parental supervision. Woods is like, oh, that's pretty bad. I'm like, hey, you know what? At least
We used to do that shit.
Yeah, at least they're out running in the cul-de-sac, I guess. I mean,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
a white van could come up and snatch them, and that would suck. But like, I mean,
Where was this cul-de-sac? I'm just kidding.
it's like we we used to be a proper country. I understand the principle of HOAs, but you get these people in here that run these things. They got too much damn time on their hands. That don't understand.
Power goes to their heads.
Exactly. And then they're charging us these dues and a special assessment due for something that may be here in 10 years or whatever. And it's like, what are we doing here?
I had to do 3 permits with my HOA. One for my pergola.
Yeah, do stuff at your house.
4. I had to do 4. I had to do one for. Yeah, I had to do one for my shed, one for my one for my back patio extension, one for the pergola that went on said extension, and one for the pool. So every one of those I had to do. So 4 in the 7, 8 years that I've lived here. I've had to, and I've gotten letters like during a shit time, having to spend time away from home. And can you please get my garbage? It's funny you say that. Like, we've had to do that. Like, can you please put my garbage can away? That's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, devaluing
just because I don't want to get a
$35
fine or what? Come on, man.
Yeah,
and it's not like I'm a chronic, whatever. I'm a corner house. You've been in my house. I'm a corner house. Like, I understand, like, there's this unwritten responsibility as the corner home. My yard needs to be green and it needs to look good. And my trash can shouldn't be, whatever. I get that but that's the kind of, there used to be decency or whatever that you just said. Like, that's a callback to, this is kind of this unwritten understanding of what home ownership really means, right? Like, it doesn't mean just I'm paying my taxes and I'm taking care of my house. It means other things that impact others. Because of you being the owner, you need to take care of your shit, because your shit not being taken care of does impact everybody else. And that's why we have the HOA. We know that, but shit's out of hand, man. I know
So-
you've seen those meme videos with those cats
Yeah.
just on the
Well-
ring cams losing their shit.
Well, think
Yeah.
about this, bro. What if you were a 32-year-old father of 2 or 3 and you're touring a prospective neighborhood? What's gonna prevent you from probably buying in that neighborhood? I don't know. You're driving down the street. You got, say, home like mine, well-maintained grass. Landscaping's up to date. Vehicles are in good shape. They look clean. There's, just gutters across the way look well-maintained. AC doesn't sound like an F-57 freaking airplane. There's no trash in the yard, new construction, things like that happening. But that home's got a green little can sitting in front of their side of their house. And don't get me wrong, the green can looks kind of well maintained. But, they got a green can sitting out front. Or is it going to deter you when you're walking with your family? You're walking past a house whose yard looks like shit. It's all overgrown.
Honey, that's the one with the green can out front.
Yeah.
Don't go near that house.
Yeah. But they've got the grass looks like shit. There's trash all in it because new construction. So these people obviously aren't watching what they're doing. Their garage doors beat all to shit. And then on top of it, you walk past it and it smells like they just got back from Colorado. Right? So they're stanking the place up. And look, I'm all for the right to do whatever you want to do in your house. And I understand you can do whatever. But is my trash can really going to affect people buying homes in the neighborhood? Or is it because the 3 houses that are all rent homes next to each other that the landlord's not taking care of it, and or the homeowner that lives in there is not taking care of it and it reeks of freaking weed? What's gonna deter people from living in the neighborhood?
Yeah, taking a drive down the neighborhood road and it's like,
yeah, it just smells like straight gas, like 3 straight houses. Like, come on, bro. Let me have my trash can out front. I freaking pressure wash my trash can, Dana, so it doesn't stink.
Okay, well, I've never done that.
Well, I have to keep it in my garage. I don't want it to smell like shit in my garage. It's hot in the summer. You know what that does?
Yeah. I upgraded my garage door to insulated garage door panels. Do you have those or no?
I probably should get those. Shit.
It made it for the trash stench. I'm totally not joking. Like,
I'll probably have to get a permit. I'll have to get approval. I got to make sure it matches.
No, someone ran into my garage door and they paid half of it, and I had it upgraded in the replacement.
Was it a person that was supposed to be coming to your house?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That sucks for them. It's unlucky.
Yeah, I was working because I was working from home, and felt and heard what the was that? Ran out front, and it was, I won't say who, but they were delivering my Christmas gift. And they ran into my garage.
FedEx or UPS?
Oh, it was someone I knew. Yeah,
Oh.
No, it was someone I knew. And,
even
I don't,
worse.
I know that there are people that watch this show that know this person. I don't want to embarrass them. So
it happens. It happens.
but anyway,
All in all,
it does.
I have the right. I owned a home, or I bought a home. Worked hard to get this home. I would like to be able to do what I want with my home.
If you're in Texas, go vote. I don't care which vote and preference, whatever. But
we kind of care.
1 through, I think it's 8. There's a property tax one there that's on the ballot. You need to go vote. And I'm not going to tell you what to vote, but the proposition is to pretty much abolish property taxes. You start out with the value of your home when you purchased it. which means all this appraisal bullshit of $200,000, $300,000 appraisal for your home over what you paid. It's a bunch of garbage. It's manufactured. It's false.
Look, man, I'll say it. I'll say it's insane, and I don't want to say it. If you don't vote for the proposition to abolish property tax, just go move to Canada, G. We don't need you here.
Yeah, where they're flying, they're half-mast right now with their loss. Go USA Hockey. Holy cow. Men and women, both.
Yeah.
Doing it.
Go move to Canada. If you're for more taxes or taxation,
theft. You're a thief.
Leave.
And you support theft.
And you're like, oh, we wouldn't have roads. We wouldn't have. Blah, blah. We had roads before.
We did have roads before.
It doesn't matter. The roads are shit anyways.
Yep.
Abolish taxes.
Well, so, I mean, Texas does a damn good job on their state highways.
Unless you're in Waco.
Yeah. Perpetual construction of I-35. Yes, 100%. That was a trek into a direction we've never been. We still have a couple of people watching, so that's lovely. For those of you that don't know, tonight's episode will be about Obi-Wan Kenobi. We will be talking very shortly about Obi-Wan Kenobi. But here I was worried about time. And Cameron, really appreciate your input.
You know, I got you, dog.
Still some of this, man. You got my back. You gotta have somebody in your corner, man.
I want mailboxes. I want to leave my trash can outside, and I want taxes gone.
You got it. I'll be your 4 a.m. guy, brother. Just know that.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Abolish the HOAs.
Yep. That's right. I mean, look. I know I want to move on, but I'll move on. It pisses me off. Okay. Tragedy of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I got to pull up my outline because last week I had to refer to my outline because apparently Eris and Zane came prepared. And when I say came prepared, I mean Zane was reading, he was scrolling, he had all of his notes, and if it was a debate,
he was dialed. He was dialed for sure.
100%. I got destroyed, but that's okay because it's my show. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you can win just because you said you won.
Oh, what? I didn't hear.
You can win just by saying you won because it's your show. You know.
I'm not. Yeah. So there's this whole thing about being the example and authenticity and. Yeah, I can't do that. Last week, we brought up Obi-Wan, and the week before we talked a lot about Obi-Wan because of Clone Wars and Rebels. And so we thought it would be great to do an Obi-Wan show, and then everyone that said, let's do an Obi-Wan show, none of them are here for this Obi-Wan show. But... It happens. Cam, I know you like Obi-Wan. I know Obi-Wan was someone for you. I mean, he was Luke's mentor, right? But Obi-Wan didn't. I think why I titled this The Tragedy is because he didn't fail just like once with Anakin, right? Like he failed a lot, and not only failed a lot, like he experienced loss, in my opinion, and from my perspective, like 3 times as much as what Anakin experienced, and he never broke. Like I equate if you follow the Harry Potter, just stick with me for a second. I equate the role of Snape was very clear. Snape was to do X, Y, Z to ensure Harry could do A, B, and C. He knew it. He knew there would be sacrifices made to make sure that happened, and he willingly took that on. I'm coming back to the Snape example in a moment.
You landed there. I was a little worried for a second. I was like, where's he going with this?
Yeah. Is the story exact? No, is it? Yeah, way different. But the premise is, to me, the intent is exactly the same. I will do and give up all for the one that I believe is the one. And Obi-Wan did the same thing. And Snape experienced I think I've already been drinking. I already drank my whole thing. I don't want to get emotional, but let's talk about Snape's loss, right? I know. I can't believe I'm going to talk about this way. Snape lost the one person he truly loved. Lost. He never had her, truly. Was killed. Snape also had the charge of watching over Harry at school, and not only watching him at school, but knowing he was going to have to sacrifice himself for Harry. I don't know that Obi-Wan knew he had to, but there was the moment right before where he realized, yeah, this is my destiny. There's a lot of parallels there, and I never read any Harry Potter until I saw a video that was on YouTube that was called The Tragedy of Severus Snape. And I watched that video and I thought, holy shit, if this is how deep the onion for this one character is, how awesome are these movies, books, whatever going to be?
Quite awesome.
Yeah, holy shit, dude. I didn't read them, but I absolutely watched the movies and I own them and they are wonderful.
You got to read the
and
books.
Snape, holy shit, dude. Severus Snape is that's my dog. That dude of all the characters introduced, worked through multiple books and what Snape, man. Like it's hard not to feel, and I know a lot of that for me on screen was freaking what's his name, Alan Rickman.
Alan, yeah.
Just brilliant. Holy shit, brilliant. But yeah, when I see Obi-Wan, I think a lot of that parallel. Now that we have Rebels, Clone Wars, all this other stuff, I think, wow, he's very Snape-ish. Because he did have failures. He did lose love of his life. He lost the people around him. He failed to protect here, there. Just so many things that I thought it'd be great to open with that, man. So what do you think in drawing a parallel between Snape and Obi-Wan Kenobi?
I think it's good comparisons. I think to a certain extent you have two characters that understood the task at hand that they were having to face. When you have after the death of Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan honoring his master's wish, and Snape having always taking a watchful eye over Harry, after the death of his parents.
At the Quidditch thing, wasn't he doing something there too, like to protect him at the Quidditch match or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I think you really need to read the books. The seventh book, particularly the final battle, is done much better in the books. It's a lot different than was in the movies. The Half-Blood Prince is my favorite book. Absolutely phenomenal.
Really?
I think you Audible something. You gotta listen to them or read them somehow.
It gives you more on all that, huh? With Snape and all that.
Yeah,
I mean, I know he was the Half-Blood Prince. I was just...
and the whole battle at the end is completely different. Like Woods could go on. If we go to dinner next time, Woods could go on a whole soapbox about it. But there's a lot of good stuff there. I mean, I
okay. So you've got more of a view into the mind eye of Snape. So what do you think?
In what way?
Like in comparison to Obi-Wan, like you said, knowing the task at hand, and I'm trying to get you back to that part.
Yeah,
knowing what he's supposed to do. Yeah.
You almost have, I would argue, a way that like I think Snape in a way was the mentor that could have been a great mentor to Harry, but obviously there was a different, charge that he had to take with his story and what he and Dumbledore and everybody, to a certain extent, him kind of playing double agent, right? And I think that in a way, Obi-Wan didn't go about like, I'm trying to think of how I want to word this without sounding like Obi-Wan didn't do a good job. Like Snape was the mentor, in my opinion, that Harry needed and didn't necessarily directly get like that mentorship in a way that necessarily like by the time Harry realizes we've all seen the movie. The movie does a great job with that, I would say. It's a very emotional scene because your whole worldview on this character is flipped, and if you actually read into it, Alan Rickman was very hesitant about playing Snape, not knowing what was eventually coming with the payoff for the character. And in a way, I think that Obi-Wan, in contrast, did the best that he could, but knowingly wasn't the mentor that Anakin really needed, but gets his redemption in the fact of Luke and that type of having. I still consider in my head mentally parts of the Kenobi show canon combined with the is it John Jackson Miller book from Legends. I kind of play both of those kind of intertwine things of what Obi-Wan did while there, particularly for Luke and those type of things. And I never really thought the Snape Obi-Wan comparison, but it's definitely an interesting one because of ultimately what the sacrifices that both two men have to make and the losses that they experience throughout both of their journeys. And Snape from a certain view having to play the bad guy for pretty much 18 years of his life, being double agent and not knowing that in the end he kind of makes the ultimate sacrifice when you really realize that this person that we believe is Harry's mentor, right, was really just kind of getting Harry ready to sacrifice him, right, to defeat this Dark Lord or what, right? And
it's a Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. You don't even know it's happening until the end, and it's this big aha moment, right?
And then you have this moment. Then you have this moment in Revenge of the Sith where, Obi-Wan is, for what all he knows, right, has cut down his brother, his apprentice, this kid that he's raised, since he was 9, and he gets to the point of where his friend and apprentice's wife, who also to indirectly is his friend, is giving birth to these 2 kids, and she leaves, the final line is like, there's good in him, right? And you're like, who's she talking about? She's talking about Luke. She's talking about Anakin, and then to still think that, Kenobi making the sacrifice of watching over this kid, not knowing kind of what's going to happen. Is he going to fall? Like, does he still have, there's still his dad in him. There's still those things. And then he makes the ultimate sacrifice for Luke in A New Hope, is very symbolic to, Snape's sacrifice or death, in Half-Blood Prince in a way. Very long-winded. I was not really expecting that.
No, that's good because you touched on pretty much all of my bullet points except for a couple. Talking about him as kind of the lonely master, he loses his master, right? In Qui-Gon, you mentioned that he inherits a war. I mean, he's brought into it because he's a part of the Jedi. His mentors are chosen. The one that he chooses becomes he mentors who he chooses. Who he mentors becomes Vader. He's literally watched democracy fall apart. He buried his identity and lived in exile, and he died, I would say, alone. I mean, he had Luke and Leia right there, but he never. Oh, and what's Satine? No,
Satine.
Which Satine? He loses Satine, dies in his freaking arms. Nothing. Never turns. Not once. I need to know if there's anyone listening live, anyone listening later, is there anything written anywhere that anyone knows where he has this sort of like expression of grief and angst, or like the novelization of whatever? Because I mean, when Maul kills Satine, he looks defeated. I mean, he slumps over and whatever, but we don't ever get what he's feeling, what he's thinking. And I'm going to stick with the Snape comparison. We got that from Snape through the flashbacks, through that kind of cinema storytelling. We were able to see some of that. We didn't get to see any of that, as far as I know, with Obi-Wan. I think they attempted that with the series, but I think we're missing that with him. We see him lose so much, and yet we don't ever really get to see the human side of him in the way that I think we need to. What do you think?
I agree. I mean, I think that's why I think there's a lot of the Legends books, I think, do it really well. I think the Kenobi book does it well. I think it's in Rise of the Dark Lord where we get this scene.
Sidebar. Joe Jackson. What's the guy's name?
John Jackson Miller, I think. Yeah.
John Jackson Miller. Last week, I don't know if you listened to the pod last week yet.
I have.
We talked about him last week because I read his novellas like in 2011. He wrote these novellas, The Lost Sith Tribe or something. There's like 8 of these, and they're like 30 pages, 40 pages.
Yeah, I have it.
Great. And oh, you've read those?
Mm-hmm.
I love those, man.
Yeah, it's right. It's right in there.
That's awesome. Oh, wait, they're in paperback?
Yeah, I have.
So when I read them, like it was 2011, man. That was a long time ago. When it comes to technology, like, well, there was no paperback. It was only an online book. Anyways, cool that you brought him up. We just talked about him last week. Great author. He wrote New Dawn also. Another one he wrote that we brought up last week. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry to derail you, brother. Shout out to what was his name?
John Jackson Miller.
I want to say Joe Jackson, but that's Michael's dad. Jackson Miller.
I think like there's been fan fictions too, but I think like the grief that they could have gotten with Obi-Wan in the series would have been much more interesting than like him leaving Tatooine. Never would have happened. We all know that. Every person that knows the lore, cares, knows he's not leaving Tatooine. No chance. Not even a chance. And then, even then, I don't think he's letting, what's her name? What was it, Reva? Right?
Yeah.
Is that her name? Like, even in the end, I don't think he's letting her live, personally.
Yeah, she could take a saber to the gut and live. So
yeah. But I think there's a lot of, like in the Rise of the Dark Lord, him having a panic attack or whatever when he realizes who this Darth Vader character is, when he sees a picture of him, like when current media does a lot of telling us and not a lot of telling us this person feels this way, telling us this person is this grief-ridden person or this great person, instead of showing us, I feel like the Obi-Wan series would have been much better served of actually showing what this exiled Jedi Master is doing to help protect one of the galaxy's last hope, right? Because you could almost directly contrast that to his apprentice, who's also having the same internal battles, the same grief, the same emotions, just on a different level. And I think when we get that down, it would almost, I think we could have got the humanization of the character that a lot of us would have loved to have seen, and it humanizes him in a way, because now we're still like, why don't we ever just see the moment where he just
breaks?
Yeah. And not saying he can't, like, come back, but like, I mean, I doubt he was probably sleeping. I probably doubt he was sleeping pretty well on Tatooine for the first few years. Am I wrong?
Years. 100% no.
Yeah. I mean, there's no shot he's not thinking about it. He's not having dreams of Anakin. He's not. There's the fan art that, has him dreaming of talking to Anakin and seeing the kids with Padme, and Anakin asking, where's Luke, and all that, like, he was definitely having those things. And the fact that authors that don't work for this massive corporation or unpaid burger flippers at McDonald's that have access to a supercomputer can make stuff that makes us feel certain things that Disney or Lucasfilm hasn't, done with some of our beloved characters is kind of sad. But I still feel like not to the level anymore, but like the story was there, and I think that would have made Kenobi a lot more of a footnote. Obviously, budget, those type of things too, but then you get the moment at the end of it, and you're like, God, she kind of gets it. And then you get the other moments, and you're like, what are we doing here? I don't care about baby Leia. I don't.
Yeah.
But I do like this. I do like the scene where he talks to her about her parents. I think that's great. Do I really think it's necessary or makes sense in the greater scheme of things? No. I mean, I like it. It's cool.
Could you have had a Kenobi series? Well, so you tell me, what would you have would you have had a Kenobi series?
Yes.
What would you have done for the main arc of that, if not Leia?
If it were me,
I know no one asked you, but I'm asking.
If it were me, I would do something of, I think we would get, I'd probably do 8 episodes, maybe 6. You could do 6 to 8. I would start the first off kind of somewhat similar to what they did, like showing him being a part of the world, doing these things. But I would see him trying to convene with. I'm not making Qui-Gon a Force ghost, just throwing it out there. That was never. He specifically never finished his training. That is George confirmed. He was only able to do it in that one Clone Wars episode because of the Force nature of said planet they were on. Anyways.
Ooh, Qui-Gon?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would see
Wait,
Obi-Wan.
We heard his voice on.
Yeah, but that was his voice.
Okay.
Not him as a Force ghost, right? Yeah.
I gotcha.
So I would start out kind of like that, trying to see him struggle with that, but going through like the sleepless nights, the panic, the manic of, what is it, not knowing Vader survives, but still just dealing with that grief. I would probably do it almost verbatim based off the book where he finds out that Anakin is alive and is this just black faceless creature, right? On a hologram. I think I'd probably do that word by word. You could have him maybe deal with some local crime syndicate, something like that. I don't really know how to play with the Owen and Baru thing. I'm kind of like 50-50 on if
like that.
Like I can understand it, and so I could definitely see them not wanting him to have contact with Luke, but early on. But I can think as you kind of get older, I think him being around more and those type of things. I try to throw in some type of redemption arc in there for him to be around them, and then yeah, but I think with my show, I don't really think we have the final battle with them. I don't see them ever interacting again, even though I do like that scene. I just don't see it because, in my opinion, he never leaves. And then, I think trying to use the storyline of maybe this local gang or something is taxing Baru and Owen's crops or, something like that. And there's the redemption of Obi-Wan helping overthrow this local group. And that kind of helps him find his own way. And then you get the next run-in of season 2 to where he's didn't cut himself off from the Force. He's gotten through the grief. He knows what he must do as a Jedi, one of the last remaining Jedi, and how to prepare the galaxy's next hope to, you know what I mean? And then him Force Ghost training, those type of things. I'd probably do 6 episodes each.
I'm going to go out on, it's not a big limb, but a little bit of a limb, and say that were Lucas in charge of that show, we would have. And I say that because just off the top of my head, there's a moment that comes to mind from Empire where Yoda is like, if you leave now, help them you can. But
Tigers here.
I can't remember what I said. But you would destroy all for which they fought and suffered. And Luke's response there and watch my friends die or whatever. Like that passion and that, like, which is one of the reasons you think they really screwed up Luke. And I agree with you now. That peace, that passion for those he cares about, right? Carrying over. Obi-Wan Kenobi was very passionate about Anakin. He loved Anakin. When he says, "You're my brother, Anakin," it wasn't just like my brother as a Jedi. I mean, it's my brother. I mean, blood be damned. Am I wrong? He knew him since he was 9 years old, right? And did not, had was a father figure to him, but did not try to father him. Just tried to be the best Jedi he could be. How many Padawans did Obi-Wan have?
Just one, right?
Do we know outside of the one?
I don't think so.
So Obi-Wan had one Padawan, and that one Padawan became Darth freaking Vader. So let's unpack that for a minute. I have had many employees that I have invested much time, effort, energies, care, and prayers to that have just squandered everything that I tried to give them. When I look at Obi-Wan pouring everything he had into this one person, everything he was, everything he was going to be, he even says, "You're a far greater Jedi than I could ever hope to be." And he became Darth Vader.
I think he meant that, though.
I absolutely know he meant that. And so his failure is now complete. That failure, oh my God, as a people leader, as someone who does this and has for 30 years, that grief, the real grief. Now, Cam, don't get me wrong. Like, there are bosses out there and managers that are shits. A true good leader and someone that cares about mentoring up someone, if they can't figure out the way to get to them and they end up failing so bad, you as the mentor, they have to make their own decisions, but like, what else could I have done? What did I miss? I'm terrible. I shouldn't have been the one to teach him. He had to have gone through those feelings. To your point, Cam, where was that? And is it only in that book? And we're gonna have to never see the light of day. And do you have to see it on screen for it to be real? For someone like me that doesn't read anymore for pleasure, like what you many people do, how am I gonna get that? I can imagine how terrible it is as a leader myself, but not as someone whose mentee went off and was responsible then for killing however many hundreds of thousands of people. How do you sleep at night, Cam, to your point? How do you wake up in the morning and look at this day like, okay, the twin suns are rising. It's going to be a great day, knowing that you are at least partially responsible in some way, shape, or form for what Anakin Skywalker became.
Yeah, and then but then you also have the point of, like, I mean, Anakin made his own decision too, you know? Like, Obi-Wan
right, but as a leader that has been the one that for him, for Obi-Wan, for how many years now? 20 years? Or 20 years. How old was he? 23, 24 when he turned to the dark side? So you're talking about 15 plus years?
Yeah, he was something like that.
So 15 years you've been a part of this kid's life. How do you not feel responsible in some way? And we know he felt responsible. And why couldn't we see more of that? I don't know, man. I don't want it to be a sappy, sad depiction of, in my opinion, the second greatest Jedi of all time.
Who's your first?
Luke Skywalker.
Good man. Good man. I was fixing to end the stream.
Yeah, man. You don't get to save your dad and not be number one.
That's fair. You don't redeem Darth Vader and you're not the one.
Yeah, man. Luke Skywalker.
Toast to the GOAT.
Yeah, I really do think Obi-Wan, sometimes as leaders too, right? Like, we get asked huge undertakings and responsibilities that are potentially outside of what we believe our scope or worth are. And I believe Obi-Wan took on Anakin out of the promise that he made to Qui-Gon, certainly, but I don't think he really wanted that responsibility. I think he promised a dying man that he would do something, and so he did. But he did it to the best of his ability. Would you agree that he was not prepared to take on any Padawan at that point after immediately losing his master? Or I don't know. What do you think?
Not that type of Padawan. Not with what Anakin needed. Not with the age and those type of things. With the way the Jedi did that.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, maybe a little bit of experience, like the closeness ish in age, you know, but just Obi-Wan's view of how things were didn't fit for Anakin.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. That could be a whole nother.
Can we tip our hats to Ewan McGregor, because there's a scene I want to talk about now. To jump off what you were saying, that Obi-Wan was asked to talk with Anakin about reporting back on these Chancellor's dealings, as it was put. What a precarious position to be put in. Not only as Anakin, of course, but Obi-Wan. I don't know that we've taken enough time to unpack that. Were you in Obi-Wan's shoes? How would you feel being asked to do such a thing as talk to your Padawan and have him spy? Or
I think Obi-Wan was definitely embarrassed to do it, and I think that
like that.
And I think you really get that in the book when I think the Revenge of the Sith novelization does a great job of adding to that scene, and I'm actually trying to find it on my phone, an excerpt about it. When he asked, and I'm definitely butchering it, but I think in a way that where is it? I thought I found it. No, I can't find it yet. I'll
No worries, man.
have to go looking. But Anakin's like, oh, shit, I can't even remember. I gotta find it. Hold on, I gotta try to find it real quick on there.
That's all right. That what I found wonderful was in the short time that Liam Neeson was on stage, on screen with Obi-Wan, he was very much the calm, patient mentor until it became something that he was dead set on he was right. And I found that interesting. And I know we haven't really unpacked that piece of all this, but he was convinced he was the one. Sorry, Qui-Gon, was convinced that Anakin was the one. And there was nothing that could be said, done, or otherwise that would convince him to think differently. Eris, you said that, and I started thinking about that Anakin needed Obi-Wan or needed Qui-Gon. I don't know. I think that's an interesting take, and it made me kind of think of things a little differently. I don't know. That's a good point. I know that the Force would have led, Obi-Wan to, or excuse me, Qui-Gon to Annie and all those things. I think we all agree that's kind of how that was supposed to happen. But how much, I don't know how much different it would be, because Qui-Gon was one that did not toe the line of the Jedi Council the way that Obi-Wan did. And Obi-Wan towing the line the way he did, I think showed a way that was, the Jedi are actually kind of oppressive and whatnot, etc. I don't know, man. This is really a different way to look at that. Did a good job. Oh, Eris, send thoughts and prayers Eris's way. She's not feeling well. She'd be on tonight.
Hope you get to feeling better, Eris.
Yeah. They did a good job displaying Obi-Wan understanding why the move was necessary, but being uncomfortable with the ask because he also knows it's morally wrong. Morally, ethically. I made 1B for my MBA, and it was in business ethics and something. I don't know, whatever.
Well, and I think I found it.
Funny.
I'm almost there, nice. I think.
Noise. So, yeah, I'm with you. I really wish that we would have more with some Qui-Gon and Anakin interaction. And I say that because we know the time frame that he and Anakin were together was somewhere in the neighborhood of a couple weeks, I think is what it is. And he would have already poured all kinds of shit into Anakin. I really feel this way. He would have not wasted any time in trying to read Anakin in, right? And like, this is the Force. Do you feel that? Yeah, cool. Because he was so convicted that Anakin was the one.
Okay, so I think I found it. Okay.
Nice. Let's go.
So this is starts like page 22, 222 to 223 if you have the mass paperback version. So this is just after they grant him a seat on the council, but don't give him the rank of master. Anakin's very pissed at this point, obviously. And a theme in this book is there's the I guess almost the Vader voice in Anakin's head. They call it the dragon. Really interesting. Shout out Matthew Stover. Does a great job. So it starts, yes, Anakin, yes, of course. No one questions your accomplishments. It's your relationship to Palpatine that is the problem, and it is a very serious problem. I'm too close to him? Maybe I am. Maybe I should alienate a man who's been nothing but kind and generous to me ever since I first came to this planet. Maybe I should reject the only man who gives me the respect I deserve. Anakin, listen to yourself. Your thoughts are of jealousy and pride. Yep. These are dark thoughts, Anakin. Blah, blah, blah. How can you be a Jedi Master when you have not mastered yourself? Anakin passed his flesh hand over his eyes and drew a long, heavy breath. In a much calmer, quieter tone, he said, What do I have to do? Obi-Wan frowned. I'm sorry. They want something from me, don't they? That's what this is really about. That's what it's been about from the beginning. They won't give me my rank until I give them what they want. Obi-Wan says, the council does not operate that way, Anakin, and you know it. And then the dragon, which they put in like different fonts, says, once you're a master, as you deserve, how will they make you do your bidding? And couple pages down, Anakin, look, I'm on your side, Obi-Wan said softly. He looked tired, too. He looked as tired and as sick as Anakin felt. I never wanted to see you put in this situation. What situation? The council, Obi-Wan said slowly, approved your appointment because Palpatine trusts you. They want you to report on all his dealings. They have to know what he's up to. They want me to spy on the Supreme Chancellor of the Republic. Anakin blinked numbly. No wonder Obi-Wan couldn't look him in the face. Obi-Wan, that's treason. The next couple dialogues is pretty much the same. And then it goes down. Anakin had no answer. Silence fell between them like a hammer. He shook his head and looked down at the fist he had made of his mechanical head. Finally, he said, he's my friend, Obi-Wan. Yes, Obi-Wan said softly, sadly. I know. If he asked me to spy on you, do you think I would do it? Now it was Obi-Wan's turn to fall silent. You know how kind he has been to me. Anakin's voice was hushed. You know how he's looked after me, how he's done everything he could to help me. He's like family. The Jedi are your family, Obi-Wan says. No. Anakin turned on his former master. The Jedi are your family, the only one you've ever known. But I'm not like you. I had a mother who loved me, and a wife who loves me, he thought, and soon a child who will love me too. Do you remember my mother? Do you remember what happened to her? Then this is the dragon. Because you didn't let me go to save her, he finished lightly, and the same will happen to Padme, and the same will happen to our child. Within him, the dragon's cold whisper chewed at his strength. All things die, Anakin Skywalker. Even stars burn out. He said, and then think it's added. He says, Obi-Wan says, you know how sorry I am for your mother. Listen, we're not asking you to act against Palpatine. We're only asking you to monitor his activities. And then everything else is kind of pretty much the same. So, but this book does a really great job of kind of extending their relationship.
Man, I need to read that book. Holy crap, that's fantastic.
I think in the battle, it's like almost weird when you. It's weird saying it, but it makes sense when you read it. It's like when they're fighting. Matthew Stover describes it as almost like they're almost like lovers in a way because they're just so moving intertwined with each other.
Like it's a very intimate fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and they've trained and they've trained and fought together for so long that like they know the next person's move without even thinking about it. And that's why the one move Anakin makes that Obi-Wan knows he's going to make. And the thing is, Obi-Wan doesn't even try to do that. He doesn't try to do what he did to him. He misses. So, but yeah, this book's phenomenal. It really adds a lot of layers to everybody. Would 10 out of 10 recommend, and I still do believe it's canon.
Hold on a second. What'd you just say? He misses?
Uh-huh.
Is that in the book?
Pretty sure.
Holy shit. I had no idea. No way. I thought it was intentional what he did. because he didn't want to kill him. No way.
So
Is he really trying to kill him?
Found it. This is the end for you, Master, he said. I wish it were otherwise. Yes, Anakin, so do I, Obi-Wan said, as he sprinted into a leaping dive, making a spear of his blade. Anakin leaned aside and deflected the thrust almost contemptuously. He missed a cut at Obi-Wan's legs as the Jedi Master flew past him. Obi-Wan turned his dive into a forward roll that left him barely teetering on the rim of a low cliff just above the soft black sand of the riverbank. Anakin snarled a curse as he realized he'd been suckered and leapt off his droid at Obi-Wan's back, half a second too slow. Obi-Wan's whirl to parry didn't meet Anakin's blade. It met his knee, then his other knee. And while Anakin was still in the air, burned off lower legs only starting their topple down the cliff, Obi-Wan's recovery to guard brought his blade through Anakin's left arm above the elbow. He stepped back as Anakin fell. Anakin dropped his lightsaber, clawing at the edge of the cliff with his mechanical hand, but his grip was too powerful for the lava bank, and it crumbled, and he slid down onto the black sand. His severed legs and his severed arm rolled into the lava below him and burned to ash in sudden bursts of scarlet flame. The same color Obi-Wan observed distantly as a Sith blade.
Unbelievable.
So they make it seem to sound like he was just defending himself. He didn't mean to.
Yeah, he was trying to parry, thinking he would have swung his saber, and he didn't. He did not do what was anticipated, but it did not work out for him. Holy crap. Yeah, I'm totally getting that book on Audible and listening to it.
Yeah, make sure you get the I think there's only one, let me check, but it's some of the best stuff. It's awesome.
So much, and the stuff that you gave us from that book a few moments ago fills in so much blank, dead air. When you have these moments of that pause of them back and forth, what's filler is what they're thinking. We get to see it and not just watch the actors try to express it. Holy crap, dude. Thank you. Yeah, I'll set up a Patreon. We can get Cam just to read books to us on the show. I can do that.
No, that was cool. I love this book. I've listened to it on Audible. There was a page, shout out Bunce Books on YouTube, that released the audio of a lot of like the key moments from the movie that they show, and shout out to them. But yeah, it adds a lot of layers to the fight, to a lot of pivotal scenes, the Padme Obi-Wan confrontation, but the dragon in Anakin's head that they talk about, and it when you read or listen to this and then you go watch it again and you see Hayden from probably Jedi Temple and on, but really on Mustafar, when we get a lot more moments of him, we actually get to see him. It makes the dragon so much more sense. And then when you read the part in this book about him going, like him rising right after he's put in the suit, and him trying to talk, and him realizing what it means to be Anakin Skywalker now, and then you go and watch, like, this does nothing but make the movie better, in my opinion. And I think it's I think it's a must read for any Star Wars fan that loves this movie. Like, I know us and a lot of our viewers love it. You'll fall in love with Palpatine more when you read the novelization version of his speech than you already do, in my opinion.
Hell yeah.
No, it's like
the First Galactic Empire. Hell yeah. Let's do it.
It's a 10 out of 10. Listen to it, read it, however you prefer to do it. It's a must-have for any fan that watches our show or other Star Wars stuff. That and the stuff that comes, and that and the 2 books that come after this, which I think are The Rise of the Dark Lord, which I talked about.
I think I read that one.
And then there's another one. And then the Kenobi book. Obviously, they all kind of go hand in hand. So,
does Rise of the Dark Lord have a lot of him and Palpy together?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've read that one.
And him hunting other Jedi. So badass, dude. Yeah. So badass.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple shows ago. In the comic, he returns to the Jedi Temple, to the archives, looking for something, and he runs into Jocasta Nu, which is the crazy old librarian lady that tells Obi-Wan, if it's not in the archives, it doesn't exist. What was the Harry Potter chick?
Which one?
Sorry. You know that guy in that movie with that other chick.
Hey, we're going to need you to be more specific.
Yeah, that one. Sorry. This episode brought to you by an empty now bottle, or a now empty bottle of Buffalo Trace. Jocasta Nu was the archive chick that told Obi-Wan, if it's not in the archives, it's not there, the planet. They had this badass weapon that was you stick a lightsaber in it and you get like 1 or 2 shots. But she fired it off at Vader in the comic. It's pretty sick. You should go check it out. It's pretty good. Anyway, one kind of final wrap up here with Obi-Wan. I think we've kind of established, like, damn. I think if you wrap Legends into it, you could make a case for a couple of other Jedi throughout history of this universe, such as Revan, who lost quite a bit. I don't know. I don't know if any others really compare to the amount of loss that one could experience, the amount of defeat one could experience, and the amount of isolation, etc. The list goes on. And not turn. I mean, he never turned. He never faltered. Even the way Luke thought he should in the graphic novel, he does. But I just
falters more for understanding.
It can start that way.
He still falters, though. I agree with you. That's why I'm kind of 50-50 on that comic. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Legends and books,
graphic novel.
Yeah. Speaking of Legends, I finished that Corellian trilogy with Han.
Yes, good. What are your thoughts?
Right. It was all right.
What was your least favorite book?
Probably the first one, honestly. Probably the first one.
You got to give me a title. It's been a while.
It's the Ambush at Corellia. It's where they're all like. It's where they're all like getting there. I do love the stuff with the kids, though. That was fun. Them kind of the kids kind of finding their own way, like the Lando stuff. Him trying to find a wife, like.
Was that where you had Lobot in that, where he becomes one with the other AI thing? Or no, that's a different trilogy.
I think it's a different one. I don't remember that.
You haven't read that yet?
I just started the Hand of Thrawn duology, those 2 books. So
yeah,
I'm about 3 books before I get to NJO. So I need to also listen to like a breakdown of the Young Jedi.
Oh shit! You're about to find out Chewie's gonna die.
No, I already know. I already know what happens.
I know you know, but we're about to get there though. Yeah, shit, man.
But
I'm sorry in advance. My condolences.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's been fun.
You're right though, right? Like the kids, like
yeah. Jason, Jaina, and Anakin are really starting to get like kind of more older and more involved, kind of like with the integral story. And then I think in Survivor Quest is when Luke and Mara get married. So,
yep. Did you read? Have you read any of the NJOs, even the first one? Vector Prime, I think.
Yeah, no? That's right. I hadn't read it yet.
If you're shaking your head, I can't. You have not. Okay. I still have the picture from when we went live. So I'm talking to a still photo of you. But I check on Facebook and you're live there. So great. Good for you. The NJO stuff, I think I was going to get my master's, and so I stopped reading for pleasure.
That's fair.
I was reading, and after I was still in my master's when Disney made the purchase, and so when they said none of this is real anymore, I stopped reading. And so I had just picked up and started. I may have gotten through. I think R.A. Salvatore wrote that one, Vector Prime, and then I didn't read anymore. And so if it's worth my time, I'll pick it back up. But I'll wait till you tell me in a couple months, hey, I've made it to NJO and it's worth picking back up again. But it just, I knew getting into it, it's something like 15, 20 novels in that series or something crazy like that. I knew it was going to be an undertaking, and I just didn't know if I had it in me. So
yeah, well, you get your master's program, that would be tough. I think I started it. I mean, it's an undertaking, but I'm looking forward to seeing my hero succeed in a certain way. I don't think it makes him less interesting, at least so far. I obviously know he becomes insanely powerful, but
dude, we're talking like Grandmaster Jedi. I know it's not leveling up. Thank you, Sam Witwer, or not Sam Witwer, Freddie Prinze Jr. But yeah, man, he becomes such like aura farming turd. He's so cool. I love
it's so sick, and I'm glad.
It's okay to have heroes that are that great and wonderful.
That's what I'm saying. I also think that I'm really looking forward to kind of not having to read another Kevin J. Anderson book. I don't think so. That's also really exciting.
Like, what is everybody's deal with Kevin J. Anderson? I didn't mind it. Okay, there were worse authors I read, or worse authors I did not enjoy as much. I can't say worse. I can't even get a book barely published on Amazon. So
yeah, I just I did not like his. I did not like his reads, man. I did not like his Jedi Academy trilogy. I did not. I know he writes a lot of the young Jedi books. I mean, I'm not going to read those because they're really hard to get. But I just didn't like how shocker. Didn't really like his Luke, how Luke talked to people in that book.
Yeah, you're onto something there.
And they were kind of, and his, I don't know, I Jedi was a much better storytelling of those specific events. So,
agreed. I like this question, Eris. Whose scenario of losing their loved one was worse, Anakin or Obi-Wan?
Anakin.
I would disagree. I would disagree because Obi-Wan was being held captive and was forced to watch his lover be cut down in front of him. And I know Anakin choked her and was told, but I mean, at some point he had to know he didn't really kill her. Or did he die thinking he killed her?
I don't know. I think he died. Well, no. I think in new canon he didn't, since he finds out that Luke is alive. But I guess I don't know.
That's true.
He finds out from Boba that Luke's alive. So I don't know. I still think it's Anakin's. If you go from the perspective of like why do you think he's so angry when he finds out about Luke? You know, you have the point of where he thinks he truly is all alone, and then like once he finds out about Luke, like Anakin's back in a way, or like he's there, you know, because he still wants family. He wants to, you know, I would say Anakin's. Not taking away from Obi-Wan's because it is sad, but yeah, I mean, Andrew's got good points. I mean, his wife was pregnant.
They were never married, Satine and Obi-Wan. But while there have been moments that Obi-Wan, and we even played the clip on when he met, who did he meet? The sister from Mortis. Hello. So, I mean, he's always had, he's a human, male human. But no, I mean, he took his oath seriously. As a Jedi, he did not get married. He tried to stay away from attachment. Attachment forbidden, compassion encouraged. Yes, we know. But dang, dude. I don't know. That's a good point. If I lost, equivalent to a girlfriend at that age or whatever, like that would be devastating. But the mother of my child, like in that way, like that, wow, that sucks. Like, you're right. Yeah, I think Anakin had it worse there. But Anakin didn't have the sense of failure that Obi-Wan did. He didn't have that. When I hear him say, and I know, thank you, Mr. Sir Ewan McGregor. I don't know, is he a sir yet? If he's not,
I don't think he is.
Bank, he'll be one. He's a treasure to the UK. And I say the UK just because Scotland's still in the UK. I just don't know, man. So his end, I think, was even more like, now that we have what we have, when I watch A New Hope, and I say when I watch because, yeah, like you said, a month ago or so, a couple months ago, you went through the whole sequel trilogy. I did the same thing. And honestly, quick sidebar, you take Canto Vite out of it, you make a small tweak here or there to Luke in episode 10. Or sorry, not 10, 8. Then it's that middle freaking movie, man. It
is the middle movie.
Get behind it.
It's a reason hard
to get behind.
It's a reason why Solo didn't do well. It's a reason why the fandom's in the way it's in. It's the reason why we got Rise of Skywalker the way it is. It's a catalyst for a lot of the reason why we're in what we're in right now.
Damn, I never even considered that.
Yep.
Oh crap. Fine. In the end, Anakin dies. Favorite Star Wars
Spoiler.
movie? Real quick. Yeah. Hello.
Fitness chick.
4. Favorite Star Wars movie? Return of the Jedi. 100% all day
Likewise.
long. Close second. Revenge of the Sith.
Likewise.
Glad we agree on something this evening. Thank you for joining the show. Fitness Chick 4. Vader, he lets Vader strike him down, not for victory, not for revenge, right? But for hope in the future. We just lost Cam, and I don't know if we're still broadcasting or if we're broken. If we're still broadcasting, Cameron will jump back on. If we're not broadcasting, then it doesn't really matter. Okay, we're back. I don't know
What happened? What happened?
I don't know, but I can see you now. How cool is that? We're still broadcasting, so let's go.
Oh, hell yeah. I don't know what happened. It went blank.
You can't find what?
No, I don't know what happened. It just went blank. But everything else on my PC is still working.
Okay.
You there?
No worries. Yeah, so his death, right? He didn't for a Jedi that had the, we'll say, resume of Obi-Wan, and I'm not talking about his loss column, right? Like his win column. Like Obi-Wan was a very successful general, tactician, strategist. He was a wonderful Jedi. He held to the code as best he could. And in the end, for a Jedi that we would look up to and say, at least on this show, between Cam and I, second best Jedi all time. He didn't die in a spectacular fashion. I mean, really. He was struck down, disappeared, no fanfare, a quick moment on the on the Falcon, where he's being comforted by Leia. I mean, that's it. Honestly. So, and I know we got so much more about Obi-Wan after A New Hope, but I think for the character, it had to be this way. It had to be this way because as he disappears, everything else that was him and his failure and Vader and everything else is now on the path. At that moment, I feel like that's where the change in the trajectory for the path of his redemption arc for his failure. And that's why he willingly let his guard up, put his guard up so he could be struck down, so he could start on that path to assured victory and investing his limited time. You don't get to be a Force ghost forever. I don't know if you know that. We don't have a lore master on tonight, but you don't have to be, or you can't be in Force Ghost Land forever. You'll have a limited time for that. So he chose the right moment to use it, led by the Force, no doubt. He got to see, without me getting emotional because I've drank a little Buffalo Trace, he got to see Luke and Leia together again. Full circle. And I truly believe if Lucas really had all this in his head, then his direction to Alec Guinness to say, glance to your left, give that smile, knowing that you can die in peace, seeing the beginning, the true beginning of what you started 20 years earlier. And so Obi-Wan finally gets to rest in the Force. I don't know, man. I think the Obi-Wan entirety of his story is just, in all sorts of ways, hits you in the feels, man.
No doubt.
Whew. Sorry, I went on words there.
Oh, needed to after my rambling.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Hey, can you
we
show
went
the
a
front
whole
of
2 hours again. Just what?
Can you show the front of your cup, please?
Of course.
Show it. There you go. Thanks, man.
Okay.
That's all we need.
Do we need to put that back up one more time?
Can we get it as a background?
Yeah.
Like under the bottom here. Hold on.
Hey, I'll make a new one. Here we go. And then we'll just make this be the background, just moving forward.
Yeah.
just
not
moving
be
forward.
Infringed. Fed a boy.
It is not a secret within the world that the world's largest freestanding army is in the United States. Just saying. Okay. But I don't want any of that crap to go down. We need this to be we need diplomacy. And what happens when diplomacy fails? Ask Padme. She gets knocked up with twins. That's what you do when diplomacy fails. I guess I'll try that. Just kidding. All right. Who's really listening? I found out. I appreciate us going through little Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't know what we'll do next week. But I wanted to, we haven't talked about, we're over time, but that's okay. We hadn't talked about D&D with you, Cam. You haven't been on a show since we did the D&D episode, plural. I just got to say, it was an absolute blast playing that with you, that campaign with you. That from the get-go, like once we got out of the bar or the cantina and you said, holy shit, is that a bathhouse? Can we go into the I thought I was going to lose it. I listened to it back and I just had to play it back a couple of times. Your excitement drives me. It was lovely. Thank you. I can't wait to do another. There is, for anyone listening that is interested, we are going to do a part 2, a continuation, a new campaign. It's going to be a little longer. And our characters are getting to level up. If you want to be a part of that campaign, we do have a little bit of a vetting process for that, but come on to our Discord, as you see down there, Discord, tiny URL /TSD cord. Yeah, and join our Discord and pop into the D&D chat and let us know you're interested, and we'll talk with you. Eris Corban, who is in our chat and on our show quite often, she is our game master and will talk you through, if you're novice, like I was 2 weeks ago and had never done it. She's wonderful to walk you through. And all of us on the show, now that we have a little bit under our belt, we can help where we can. So all that being said, I know that Zane would have been here tonight. He called me on the way out to rehearsal. He had a last minute rehearsal for shows. They have shows coming up in Austin at the, what is in Austin the next couple of weeks? I can't remember. Not the rodeo? Yes, the rodeo. They're playing at the outside stage in the Austin Rodeo. Go check out Thomas Babiak. That is Zane's band. He plays drums in.
Yeah.
Watch. Yeah. You can look up Thomas Babiak on Spotify also. He's got a couple of songs they have a couple of songs out there. And yes, co-host Zane, or the lore master, is playing drums and singing harmony on those tunes. So enjoy that music. It's a lot of fun. It's really good to drink beer too. I'll just throw that out there. All right. He's got those shows coming up. Andrew, I appreciate you jumping in there, Andrew, in the chat also. And we'll see you next week, hopefully, on the show. Cameron, thanks for coming on again. Yeah, I think it was episode 15 when you joined for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's been a good run, my friend. We'll keep this running.
A great run.
Keep it going. Great show, great vibe session as well. We talked about Obi-Wan Kenobi. We talked about other crap that maybe no one cares about. We care about. We hope you do too. But always remember that no matter what, that the Sith really are not always wholly evil. Because there is truth in their code. And always remember, kids, peace is a lie. There's only passion. Good night.